Me too. I thought I had the count.
Oh, there it is. Okay, now it's going live. Now I got to
Let's
play
go.
the intro. Oh, StreamYard. All right, here we go. Intro for the Just Fence podcast. What's up, guys? It's Carlos from the Just Fans podcast. I'm joined here tonight with Tino's time. Tino, what's up,
What's
Tino? How's it going, bud?
What's up, man? Thank you for having me. My first time, first appearance here on the show. So thank you. I appreciate it.
No, not a problem, man. I figured it'd be a great idea, man. We just both our teams just played against each other, man. And honestly, congratulations on that win. It was well deserved.
Bro.
Honestly,
Whew,
it was a hard fought game. I
man.
thought it was enjoyable. Dude, I'm not gonna lie though. 7 innings of 0-0. I'm like, all right, let's one of us has to score, guys.
I was
you know?
I was waiting for it. At one point I looked over because I was just live doing my finale for my WrestleMania throwback. I don't know if
Yeah.
you saw that I've been doing all the WrestleManias.
Yes.
And I had
Mhm.
it on the other TV, so it was kind of going by fast. And I remember looking at one point, and they were showing the time, and it said the game was an hour and 10 minutes. I looked at the clock; it said like 7:10, and it
Yeah.
was in like the bottom of the fourth already. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm like, because I listened to the podcast with the White Sox did, and they were like talking about the lowest amount of games. I'm like, are we really gonna about to see it on opening night? And it was just like as they kept scoring, I'm like, come on, somebody hit the ball. And then usual White Sox, let's get into it right away because I'm ready to rant. Usual
Yeah.
White Sox, get bases on, bases loaded, people on, and runners in scoring position, and can't hit the goddamn baseball. Why? Please. I I love my White Sox, man, but after last year, I have no type of like there's always next game. I want to see it. And we'll talk about it more, but watching and seeing the way the game ended, it was just something that I feel like this is a type of game that we would not have seen, and the Astros might have got out to like a 6-7 game run,
Mhm.
6 or 7 run lead at one point. It just I
Yes.
don't know. It felt a little different to me. And it is only
Yeah.
one game though. So
Yeah. No, it's one game. I am excited about the series, man. So, how do you feel as like a white? You're. I can see you're a diehard White Sox fan. So, how did
yeah.
it feel seeing Abreu today, man, in a
Man,
different
I don't know.
uniform?
And it's so funny because people ask me that too, because I'm known more for wrestling. I'm always people are like,
Right.
you're the wrestling guy, you're the watch along guy. And people don't
Mhm.
realize how big my fandom is for White Sox. I've been a White Sox fan since I was 10 years old. I've watched every game since I was 10 years old. If it's on my phone, going to the games, if it's on TV, whatever it is, I just diehard White Sox fan. I've been around the day since Dion Viciedo, Tyler Saladino, guys that nobody has no idea. So it's like,
Mhm.
and especially seeing like Abreu, back to your question, seeing Abreu in the Astros uniform, it's so weird because I got so used to him. I was at his first game when he made his debut in 2014, watching his career, watching all the highlights that he's did. I have all of his bobbleheads, and it's like seeing him tonight. It was like, damn, like he's really not on the team. And then watching like somebody hit a ball to first, and then watching him slide, and
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, we got an out. And then I'm like, wait a minute, no, we did it. And I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's just like
Yeah.
it's so weird, and it's like I'm happy for him to be on a team like the Astros because they're defending champs. They're a team that everybody wants to be. So it's like it's really cool. He got the money and everything. It's going to take a while for me to
Mhm.
get used to it because it's been so long that yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's so crazy. I was like, wow, we get Jose Abreu during the offseason. Honestly, that's one of the guys because we had Yuli Gurriel for the longest in
Yeah.
our as a first baseman. He, you know, did what he did for the amount of time we had him. He did what he was supposed to, for what we had him, and it
Yeah,
was
he did.
great.
He might have
But
even
we
done
need
more sometimes too.
Right, exactly. And we got him. The thing about Yuli is we got him at an older age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and I mean sports older age, of course. So we got him at an older age, and it's just kind of funny seeing, man, if we would have gotten Yuli when he was like younger, like these kids that we get like in their 20s,
Yeah.
dude, I feel like Yuli would have been amazing, right? However, I mean he still worked out well for us, but we knew that eventually that role was gonna it was gonna take its toll eventually, and Father Time was gonna come knocking down the door and all
Yeah.
that. And
It happens
so
eventually to all these guys. And it's
it
so
happens.
crazy.
It
Like as I
happens.
get older, seeing these
Yeah.
guys like starting their career and ending, it's just like,
Hmm.
damn.
Exactly. And so I was like, wow, there's gonna be, for this team to keep going, for our team, the Astros to keep going, they have to find a replacement. And you know, before Abreu got signed, I was like, man, I don't think they're gonna go for it, but I want the Astros to get like Jose Abreu because I know his contract's coming up or whatever. And I was like, but it was like a one of those things that was in the back of my mind.
Yeah, it's like one of
I
those
didn't expect it.
fantasies. It's like I
Yeah,
remember when the White Sox had a chance to get Bryce Harper and Manny Machado,
yeah,
and it's one of those things I was thinking about. I was like, but no, the White Sox ain't gonna do it. And of course they
yeah,
didn't,
yeah,
but the Astros pulled the trigger, man.
yeah. They
I
pulled the trigger on him. I
oh,
was like, whoa, what?
my
We're
friend
actually doing
texted me.
this?
Me and my friend, White
Yeah,
Sox fans, die hard, and we talk back and forth. And he texted me, and it was one of those moments. I woke up, and I was like, and I looked at my phone, and it's all I saw was the Astro symbol and Jose Abreu, and I'm like, wait a
mm,
minute. And I like jumped up. I'm like, wait a second. I'm like, this is not okay. And I had to
yeah,
see for a second because I heard it, and you heard it was going to happen, and then with Vaughn and everything, but it
yeah.
was until it actually happened, it was just like, damn.
Yeah, we didn't expect it. It caught me off guard too. I was like, no way, they're actually this. I thought it was like a fake thing from
Yeah,
ESPN, but
yeah, and
then
that's the thing. You
yeah,
never know with these people nowadays.
yeah.
Anybody can make anything and put it out there.
Yeah, because there's always rumors out there. There's always rumors, especially on
Always.
Twitter. There's always rumors like, no, it's not. You know what I mean? And you, since you do a lot of wrestling stuff, I'm sure you see the rumors for wrestling stuff all the time.
All the time.
Um,
It's so
and
frustrating.
so like I saw a rumor now. I don't know if it's true because I know you're more into wrestling than I am, but I saw like Wardlow's trying to make a jump to WWE. Is that true or is that
I've heard that rumor too, and there's so many things, man. It's so crazy to think about that too with like WWE and AEW to see those
yeah,
guys. We've seen a lot of guys jump from WWE to AEW, but seeing somebody
right?
do that the opposite would be
Hmm.
wild. And that's one of the things, like with all those rumors and everything. I always listen to it, but like when I
Hmm.
do the shows and I do the watch alongs and previews and everything, I tell people I'm like, they're just rumors. Like we don't know what's
Yeah,
going to happen until we watch the show. We all
right.
think we all know what's going to happen, but who knows? Like we could all think we all know what's going to happen this weekend, and nothing that we say is going to happen. So
Hmm. And
that's the biggest thing, and
it
that's
is WrestleMania weekend, so you never
yes,
know.
it is, man. Oh, so, but
Yeah,
yeah, man, and that's the thing. It sucks because I love as much as I love wrestling. It's one of those things that it kind of took away like me getting excited for baseball because I've had so much wrestling stuff to do
right.
that it was like I usually have like a thing. I go to like Hooters, I get some wings, I go like I have a little like routine I do for baseball
Right.
season. I've been having to do so much wrestling stuff that I haven't even had time. Like I usually watch like a couple movies the night before, did not do that. It was just like
Hmm.
so that's the biggest thing I just dislike about it. But watching a game today, I don't know if you felt it. It felt real, but like
Yeah.
now that it's over, like it feels like it wasn't like I don't know. Like I feel like I watched the game, but like I didn't. Like
Yeah.
I
I
don't
didn't
know.
no, yeah, I agree 100%. I was actually at a conference. It's funny. I was at a conference when I was watching it, so I wasn't really full on like at home or at a bar, watching it like usual. But I was at a conference and I was like kind of like looking in, and I was like, they had the TV going, and I was like, okay, I'm watching. I'm totally not paying attention to work related stuff,
Yep, that's how
And
I am
so
too.
yeah, I'm like, that's happening, whatever. Oh, Abreu just slid on the first base. Wow, got it out, whatever. And so I'm doing my thing. I'm
Oh,
not even paying attention, and it was noticeable, but
oh,
whatever. I didn't care. And
nope.
so the Astros are back. You know what I mean? And baseball's back. So I was like, all
Yeah.
right. And
Yeah.
so to me personally, I was just seeing. I wanted, and one of the main reasons why I wanted you on the show today is because I'm like, you're number one, you're like the only White Sox fan I know,
True.
and I've seen your,
I mean,
from the
I
stuff
mean,
that we retweet. Yeah,
yeah,
it's like
and
I've
bro, it's so
yeah,
funny though that you say that because I feel like
yeah.
so many White Sox fans have jumped ship throughout this off
Oh
season.
no, oh
And
no,
it's like I understand what they did. They were
yeah,
awful last year. They were pathetic. I sat here on my live streams because I started going live in April. So I started going live during
mm,
and right before like right in the beginning of the season. So I was here every day watching the games. And if you
yeah.
go back and watch them, all you see is my face and you see me throwing my
Just
hat and I'm just
disappointed.
and it's one of those things, but it's like if that's what it was, you're not going to jump your team. Like, even if the Astros didn't win last year, you're not going to not root for the
No,
Astros because they didn't win the
no,
World Series. They made it to the
right,
goddamn World Series. Like,
right,
it's like seeing the people that jump ship and seeing the people, like, even during the game, the Astros got the one, oh, Sox got him over. Vaughn
yeah,
sucks. Pedro is awful. It's like,
hmm,
guys, it's game one of 162. It's
yeah.
the
It's
eighth
game
inning.
one.
Like, relax.
Yeah,
And it's just one of those things where it's just like I'm always gonna root for them. Don't make me mad. It's just gonna be the thing with
yeah.
like the umbrella putting them over their head. I'm mad at you, but I'll always root for them.
Yeah, it's
So
the so no, I get your point, dude. I was with the I've been with the Astros since the late 90s.
and
I'm 34, And so, like, I've been with the Astros since my childhood. I'm a big Craig Biggio fan, Jeff Bagwell. I was a Killer Bees, you know.
People don't even know those guys, man. And
Yeah,
like that was like 2005. Like I know a lot of the people on the Astros in '05 because the
exactly.
Sox actually obviously
Right.
faced them and
Yeah,
everything.
I remember
But
that.
I was watching baseball. I've been
Yeah.
watching baseball since I like 2004 is when I remember,
Yeah.
and I think it was because it was like the All-Star game. And
Hmm.
it was just around the time I think I started getting my memory because I also
Yeah.
my first memory of wrestling was 2005. So just
Oh,
around that
okay.
time. But yeah, man, 2004 since I've watched every game and it's one of those things, man, when like people try to talk to me and they try to tell me like, oh, I've been a fan since like Tim Anderson or like Jose Altuve for you guys.
Yeah.
And it's just like,
Yeah.
guys, like, what are we doing
Yeah,
here? Like,
there's a
oh my God.
history before that. Like
Yes.
there's
Like
it didn't start there when you
it
started
didn't.
watching. There was a time before that. You
Yeah.
got to know the history. You got to know
Yeah.
your team.
It just
And
makes it
so,
more like
yeah,
games like this. Like we'll talk about today's game. It's like
yeah.
seeing the offseason and seeing everything. And the Sox don't win on opening day and they're not very good and stuff like that. But just seeing like the difference that it felt today. And obviously, maybe just having baseball back and everything. It's
Yeah.
just one of those things that it just, I don't know, man. The feeling that you get for
Yeah.
baseball is just something else. Like I was talking to people in like a Sox group. I mean, I'm like, I got this type of a high that I'm just like, I'm living
Mhm.
on cloud nine right now.
Yeah.
Like,
And that's the thing, like you said, like it that's the beauty about the sport though. Like you said the Sox don't win opening games. The Astros haven't lost an opening game in 10 years. So that's the beauty of the
yeah.
game though.
And
It can
you just
go any
never
way.
know what's gonna happen. Like
Yeah.
all week, that's all they've been saying. But you don't know what's gonna happen on the
Hmm.
day that the game. And there,
Yeah.
but again, there's another one tomorrow. So that's the thing
Yeah.
too with baseball. It's like you got to have a short memory because there is
Yeah.
another game the next day, unless you have a Monday
Exactly.
or a Thursday off.
Right, exactly.
So
So I'll be at that Sunday game. I'll be at
oh,
the last
so do
yeah.
you live in Houston?
I do. I'm
Okay,
actually in Houston. Yeah. I
okay,
Houston, I mean, do you live in Chicago?
yeah, I do. Yeah,
Okay. So the part of Houston I live in is a little bit outwards, not too much, but it's still in Houston. It's like a city within a city, if that makes any sense.
yeah, yeah.
I live in this place called it's a city called Alief, Texas, and so it's in Houston though, which is the
Okay,
funny thing. Yeah, and so you still, I think Minute Maid Park is probably about without traffic about 20 minutes from me, and I'll be going to that game on Sunday. Like I think it's like you're on Central Time, right? You're in Chicago. You're on Central
yeah.
Time. Yeah. So I'll be. I think it's like a 1:30 game or something like that. But
Man, I'm just
whatever it is, yeah.
with
So I'll be there at that game, and I'll be
hey, that will be
obviously
fun.
drinking.
I do you know what the rest of the pitching matchups are?
I think for sure tomorrow we got Christian Javier for us.
And then it's
Uh,
win for us.
and
I
so
know.
so so Christian Javier is lights out. He's like Frommer, like our starter.
Yeah,
So our Frommer had 5 innings of lights out, and
yeah.
so
Well,
but
he's so
y'all's
good.
yeah
Like, and that's the thing. Like, as I've gotten older too, like I just have gotten to the point to like respect these players. Like watching these guys
Mhm.
do these things, even if it's against my team, it just like it's crazy to watch
Well,
these
you
guys go out
appreciate the
there.
game. You appreciate the game.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
yeah,
so
it's the
crazy.
beauty of the game. Yeah, and
Yeah,
so we got Javier tomorrow. And I think so Javier is lights out. He's been lights out. He was a big ace. Not I would he's like our second, but he can be an ace also.
or
You know
like
what I
one
mean?
B.
Yeah, 1B basically. And so they just extended him this year, so he's going to be around for a bit. Like I said, Frommer did good today, 5 good innings, and then I think Rafael Montero for us was the one that gave up the runs. We picked him up from Seattle a year ago, actually last season. Every time I see Montero, he's not our closer, but he's like, he's the guy that
Head up, dude.
yeah, I always kind of get a little nervous every time Montero's there because he's not consistent, but he
Yeah,
is sometimes. So it's like you never
yeah.
know what you can get with him. Yeah,
Oh man.
and so with
Yeah, I
Frommer,
feel
at
you on
least I
that.
know the
That's
quality that I'm going to
bummer for
get.
me.
Yeah,
That's when
yeah,
Bummer comes out, bro. I'm like,
yeah,
good. And I'm sitting there while I don't know if anybody was watching my show or anything. I'm sitting there, I'm watching WrestleMania 33, and I'm looking over, and every time there's a pitch, I'm like, I'm,
what day are we going to have today? What
I'm like, I'm like,
you have to come to Jesus self moment. Like, all right, what kind of day we're going to have today? What's going on? Are we doing good today, or are we just gonna throw? Are we gonna walk people today? What's going
and
on?
that's the thing. That's the
Yeah,
thing about baseball, though, man. You got to have a
yeah,
short memory, and remember there are 162 games. Because
yes, sir.
if you remember every game, and obviously, like for a Sox fan last year, remembering a
Mhm.
lot of those games was awful. But it's like you got to put it back in your head because, like I said, there is another game tomorrow, and it just
Mhm.
nothing
So
is.
after having the type of season you guys had last year, how do you feel towards this year? Do you think it's going to be just as bad? Do you feel it's going to be a lot better, or what do you think?
So I feel like, and I said it earlier, I feel like last year was the worst.
Okay,
Like the games that we had, I don't know if you watched a lot of the Sox games,
here
but
and there,
the games that
whenever.
we
Yeah.
had, like the one I always remember, it was bro, it was the day before my birthday. The
Hmm.
day before my birthday. My birthday was on a Tuesday.
Hmm.
And it was Monday night Raw, and I was watching Raw. Raw got over. The White Sox were winning 8-2. And it was the top of the night. It's like, okay, cool. Raw's over. I'm gonna end my live stream. I'm gonna go get some food, go whatever, play the show, whatever. And I go upstairs, I grab a drink, I come down, and it's 8-4. I go in my room, it's 8-6. It's 8-8. And the Guardians come back and win off of a Naylor home run or some shit. I forgot
Oh
what exactly
no,
happened. And it was just like, it was the day
brutal.
before my birthday. It was like 11 o'clock. I was all angry. I was just like, and it just seemed like after that game, it was like the game where they had versus the Orioles where Engel dropped the ball, or the one where
Ooh,
they had versus the Tigers where the right fielder couldn't place it. And it was just like everything that could go wrong last year went wrong. Anderson was hurt, Eloy, Lynn,
yeah,
everybody. And it was like, if everything that happened last year, like I always say, and I've talked to a lot of people throughout the offseason, if you have all these guys healthy, Sox went 81-81. Those guys are healthy. They probably win us 7 or 8 games. They
yeah,
showed it today. Anderson played less than 100. He played 79 games. Like,
yeah.
that's very low for Tim Anderson. That's 80 plus games that if he's in the lineup, who knows how much of a difference it is, or 50
Right,
plus games. And it
right.
just like, that's what I mean. So it's like, if last year was the downfall, I feel like nothing can be worse. And all I've seen in all the interviews with Pedro and the guys and the clubhouse, and even what they did, yes, maybe they celebrated too much tonight, throwing whipped cream and all over them. But they
Nice.
weren't doing that with Tony last year. They weren't having a good time. They weren't doing that. They weren't wearing the chains, or like they weren't doing like what they weren't. Don't the Astros have some type of a home run thing that they do? I remember last year
They
they did.
always, yeah, they do like a celebration here and there. It's always
Who's
they
the
always
team
kind of
with the
change it up.
jacket? Is it the Blue Jays that's got the
I think it
jacket?
is the Blue Jays. Yeah, I
Oh,
think it is the Blue
so it's
Jays.
just
Yeah,
stuff like that where it's just like I'm
yeah,
hoping, and it was like seeing Pedro and stuff like that. So last year,
yeah.
if last year was downhill, 81-81, they should at least be able to win 10 plus games if guys stay healthy, guys just show up, play. You
Hmm.
know, if Eloy can play 120 games, and like they said they said it earlier today. 4 of the 9 guys in the lineup, or 4 of the guys that were in the team last year, were the guys that were in the lineup, but they weren't
Hmm.
on the team, or they
Right.
weren't in the lineup last year. I forgot what exactly it was, but it was like
Okay.
4 guys that actually played on the opening day roster last year, that it was in the lineup today or something like that. So it's
Okay.
just like, if last year was worse, I think the Sox could win 90 games. And I
It's
think that it's going to be very close in the division, because I do think the Guardians are going to be very bad, or very good.
yeah,
But it's
yeah.
just one of those things that with the Guardians, the Twins and stuff, you don't know what team you're going to get, because the
I don't.
Guardians really didn't make too many moves. The Twins made a few. They got Correa back and stuff like that. But it's not like they really, so it's like, and the Guardians did everything right last year. No
Yeah,
matter
they
what
did.
anybody says,
They
the
did.
Guardians got nothing wrong. The
Yeah.
hits, the RBIs, the just even watching the games versus like the Astros or whatever, and
Hmm.
like it was just like they were like every ball bounced their way, every strike was just, it was just. So
It
yeah,
was
so
everything meant
I'm
to
going on
be.
this long rant. I'm
No,
sorry. I
you're good.
realize
You're
I'm
good. You're
talking.
good. No, believe me,
So
I'm known for doing that on my show too. My ADD goes all over the
so
place, bro.
yeah,
So yeah,
exactly.
you're
That's how
good.
but yeah, so
No,
man, I'm
yeah,
excited for this year, and just
yeah.
watching game one and seeing that, like this is a game last year we lose. The Sox
Mhm.
don't get out of that the bases loaded, and they don't score those 2 runs in the top of the 9th.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
believe it,
I
and I
see.
believe the Astros take the W easily.
Yeah.
I will say
So,
this. I
mhm.
will say this though. It was nice to see Andrew Vaughn get the 2 RBIs, just because the way everybody's been talking about him this year. It was just
Like
like,
redemption.
he's got a lot to prove, but
Yeah.
it's nice to see him even go out there and just do that. So I'm excited. And like I said, that high, it's like one of those things where it's just like, I want tomorrow to come. I just want to watch another game.
Yeah.
But then it's like, I don't, because I have so much anxiety during the game. It's
Yeah.
like, so
Yeah. No, all good, man. So yeah, we had like I saw today's game, and what I've noticed for on our side is I still think we can get, into the ALDS, ALCS and all that this year, as long as our guys stay healthy. We have an injured Altuve that probably won't come back till June. from what the report said on
Is he out that
ESPN.
long? I didn't know if he was
Yeah,
out for like.
yeah, he had surgery, so he'll be out till like June, and then I think whatever the rehab process is after that. I don't
Pena
expect it.
is his
Huh?
backup, right?
Pena. So I think they started today with Kyle Tucker, if I'm not mistaken, because Kyle Tucker, I don't know if you're too familiar with him or not. He is he's been balling
Yeah.
so
Oh yeah,
he's
no,
on.
yeah,
Yeah.
I try to keep up. I try to
Mhm,
keep up as much as I can with like baseball and everything. And yeah, he's
yeah. Him
especially
the
like a
guy.
lot of the prospects too, because like
Yeah.
when like the people were making the trades like all these years ago, it's kind of crazy to see like
Hmm.
all the players to be named later are guys like that.
Yeah.
So
Oh no, I take it back. I think the lineup was Jeremy Pena first, and Alex Bregman, Jordan, Jose Abreu, Cal
oh, weird.
Tucker, Yainer Diaz, Jake Myers, Martin Maldonado, and Mauricio Dubon. That was our lineup today.
Okay. I
Usually,
forgot what the lineup was already.
yeah. So usually it's Altuve at first, Jeremy at second. I can't remember last year's lineup, to be honest with you. But usually Alex Bregman and Jordan Alvarez, they are back to back. Usually it was Jordan before Alex, if I'm not mistaken. No,
Yeah.
I might be wrong. I can't remember. Whatever, to be honest with you.
Yeah. No,
And
I feel you.
so I watched so much baseball last season that I'm
Yeah.
just like, ugh.
Well, and
And
bro,
so
and your team
yeah,
winning the World Series, man, I can't
hey,
imagine. Like,
the
I just think about it, and it's like that's why, like besides the 1 year, because I remember the first time you guys won it in
yeah,
2017 with all the
well,
trash cans and all
right,
that
right,
stuff like that. I was at Dave and Buster's, and the year they won, I was watching it with a bunch of Astros fans. They were like 5 of them there
oh,
having a party. So I was
okay,
watching it with Astros fans, and I'm wearing my Sox hat, like
right,
ha ha ha, Sox suck, blah blah blah. But I
mhm.
was like, congratulations, guys. I walked over them, and this is obviously before everything that happened.
Everything there, yeah, mhm.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things now. It's just like, to see like where they proved last year that they are a good team. And it's like
Yeah.
I can't imagine like having that type of a year and just like that feeling that I'm sure you were on a high until tonight because the
Oh,
banner raising,
yeah.
man, I don't know, that
Oh,
stuff just gives
it
me
was
chills.
legit. It was legit. I've been I guess I can say I've been lucky enough to go through two, World Series.
Yeah.
I believe me, I
But
understand
you've
that it
also been through how many
baseball
years of pain, bro?
a
Like
lot,
that,
a
like
lot,
that's what
a
people
lot.
don't understand, bro. It's like the
Yeah.
Astros have been like, you
See, let me take you back to '05 when we made the World Series that first time with Biggio and those guys, the
oh
Killer
man,
Bees. And then after that, just not, getting anywhere near. That was painful because
oh
we didn't win a single game. We got
yeah.
swept in the World
I know.
Series like
I
that.
always think about that. I'm
Yeah,
like, damn, like as excited as how happy I am, I wonder how bad the Astros have to like
yeah,
look back and look at that. So
yeah. And then 2017, obviously for us Astros fans, we're like, yeah. I know for MLB fans or all over, they're like, nah.
bang
After
bang.
yeah, and I get it. Like, believe me,
Yeah.
we've heard all the
Oh yeah.
jokes. Like, I
I mean,
get it.
how do you I've
And
never really like met like this might like you're like the
yeah,
first person I've actually met that like I know that's like a huge Astros fan. So how do
yeah,
you feel like about all that? And like you hear like people like me because I'm that person that go bang bang trash can
yeah. No, and
Astros and
that's
stuff like that.
and
So
it's
like
total and
how
and
do
I
you feel
respect
like
it, to be
that?
honest with
Like
you. So
with everything.
right. So you have the different type of fans. The different type of fans are like, oh, whatever, whatever. You always have different
Always. Yeah.
tiers of fandom, right?
Always.
The way that I saw it, it was like, okay, we did it. Yeah, it came out, it was proven, right? So then I thought to myself, the thing is, and it sucks to say because cheating is wrong no matter what. I've always been a big advocate of cheating is wrong no matter what. But then you realize as time has came out, dude, like a lot of other teams were doing the same
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
The only difference was is that we won the World Series with it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
so,
that's
you know what I
literally
mean?
yeah.
Like that was the only difference. And
You're
everybody
absolutely right.
and because the thing is this, if you look at the like we all know Red Manfred is a big Yankees fan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this year, the ladder thing, then the Boston Red Sox with the Apple Watches. I'm like, okay, they're doing also shady stuff, but the Astros get the spotlight because those are the big name teams.
Yeah.
And so
But
I'm like, and again, as I'm saying this, I'm not excusing
no.
what we did. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to shed light. Hey,
Well,
I
yeah.
get it,
And
but
I feel like
there's
people need to listen to that too because they
yeah,
need to hear the perspective of other people that
right.
like, you know,
Yeah,
go ahead.
and exactly, and so I'm just like, yeah, and the fans that I know that that were hurt the most, I guess you could say, were a lot of Dodger fans because they felt, betrayed. They felt like that year that should have been their title.
I think Joe
Yankees
Kelly's
fans,
still sad.
yeah, Joe, and I think yeah, exactly. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of Yankees fans felt the same way too. And obviously the big name groups,
Well,
and
yeah.
I'm like,
But
yeah,
it's
and
not
so
like the Yankees were gonna win
yeah,
it anyway.
no, and that's the
They were
thing.
gonna choke. They're the
Yeah.
Yankees.
I was like, cheating or not, the Astros still kind of own the Yankees, like no
I mean,
matter
that's
what.
that.
Yeah.
I mean,
And
no matter,
so,
and it's so funny
yeah,
because as much as I hate the Astros, they face the Yankees. Go Astros! I hate
yeah,
the Yankees.
yeah,
I
the
hate them
Yankees, yeah,
so
we
much.
could agree on that, brother. And so I'm like, you know what? It's and that's the thing though. And what got me was like, okay, the Dodgers, right? They cried the most about it out of most of the teams. I'm like, you really felt this way about the Astros. Why is it the guy that was banging the garbage cans? Why is he on your roster now?
Yeah,
Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. I mean, very true.
what is
Very,
it?
very true, man.
Like, why is it that like when one of our players, like, okay, let's talk about George Springer went to the Blue Jays.
Yep.
Everybody wanted Correa. Okay, those two dudes were
I
part of that,
I
and
know.
now suddenly they're on your team. Oh no, they're
Yeah.
we
Oh,
walked
now
them over.
I know Twins fans, bro. I went to a Sox Twins game last year, and I was talking to a Twins
Yeah,
fan because I'm that person. I go to a Sox game, and whoever's behind around me, I just start talking to, make
yeah,
conversation. You're
right,
a
right,
fan.
of course.
I promote my podcast. I'm like, I got a
Yeah,
podcast,
same,
Tino's
same,
time. Go
same.
check out
Yeah,
Tino stuff.
check the
So
stuff out, bro.
and there was one fan. I just started asking the conversation. I asked him, and I was like, so how do you feel about Correa being on your
Yeah,
team now about with everything that happened? And the guy turned to me and he goes, "What do you mean?" I was just like, "Oh my god!" I'm like, I
yeah,
can't. I'm like, he had
I-
no idea that
yeah,
Correa was part of the team. I'm like, you literally bought the jersey because he's a new guy
yeah,
that got paid, and
exactly.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
I'm like,
you're
that
one
makes
of those fans.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
And I
I
actually
just
didn't
think,
say that to
yeah,
him, but I'm just like, oh, okay. And I
yeah,
was just, but in my head,
and
I'm just like, okay.
yeah, and so I think like it. I hate to say it, but cheating goes back to baseball
Yeah.
for a long time.
Oh,
Let me bring something up.
and it's
You
still
weren't
going
the
on.
weren't like let me ask you this, like weren't the White Sox like shaving points like back in the day, like they weren't they shaving points or something like that?
Shit, how far back in the
We're
day?
talking about a long time
Yeah,
ago.
I don't know, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not that old. I don't
Okay,
know.
okay, I'm just
Yeah.
wondering. No, no, no. And when I say that, I wasn't trying to like
No,
talk
I know,
down
I
on your
know.
team at all. I'm just trying
Yeah,
to
no,
give
I know.
examples, you know?
Yeah, no, I know.
And
Well, and
so
that's the thing.
yeah,
You just all these
yeah,
teams do it in some sort of way, and
yeah.
it's just like it's
But
the Astros, the ones
right.
that got caught,
Right.
like
I mean,
just
think about it. Cheating is a way of getting an advantage over or over getting an
yeah.
advantage, right?
And,
What
and I mean, you
Garrett
could
Cole
cheat
was
in a bunch of
using.
different ways.
Yeah, you could literally make the argument. Well, if you're using the sticky stuff, you're also doing the same thing. Like, you know
I
what I
mean,
mean? Like
yeah,
it's subjective. So
exactly, and that's the
I
thing.
guess yeah. I guess in that point it's just like, if you're gonna talk mess about the Astros cheating, that's fine. But make it consistent.
Yeah,
Mention the other teams that also did it. The only reason was we just
exactly.
won a World Series with it. That's it.
Exactly. Well, and that's the thing. It's like,
Yeah.
and it's crazy to think about how long ago that was at this point. You know what
It's
I mean?
five.
Where
It's been like it's gonna be 6 years now.
yeah, it's so
In
crazy. It's so crazy to think about where it's like that, and how much has
Mhm.
happened since then. To think about, like, because wasn't there a scandal or something last year? I mean, I know
See,
we kind of got off topic and started
no,
talking
no,
about
no, it's fine.
scandals, and
I mean, John Boy Media was a big influence on the 2019 ordeal. Oh, my light's going out. All right, my little. I need to buy another one. All right. John Boy Media was a big. He was talking about the Astros in 2019 against when they win against the Braves, and they said that Altuve had a buzzer or something like that. That
oh,
one was
that's right.
that one was never proven.
Yeah,
That
that's
one
I
never.
forgot about the buzzer.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
right.
And then people still to this day say buzz, buzz, buzz. I'm like,
That's
dude, that wasn't
right.
proven. Chill out.
But
Like that's just
I just hit somebody. It's like if I
yeah,
just had to walk around
yeah,
and just hear, like, I don't know, bro. That annoys
yeah,
me.
yeah.
Oh,
And so I'm not thinking if it was proven, I'll agree with you, but that wasn't like that
yeah.
was investigated and nothing ever came out of it. So I'm like, now you're just doing conspiracy theories. And then the thing about John
And
Boy
people
though,
are bored.
yeah, and like the thing about that this year when the Astros were going to the World Series and stuff like that, the dude was trying to sell off Astros, not legitimate, but like his version of Astros merchandise on his website. I'm like, you're the biggest Astros hater, and now you're trying, and I get it, it's publicity, but I'm like, don't be a
Oh yeah.
hypocrite. Yeah, and
I
so, but
you'll
anyway,
you'll
yeah,
you'll never see me trying to sell Cubs items. Never,
yeah,
no way, Jose.
exactly,
I don't even care what type
yeah,
of never. I
right.
don't even care.
Right. So after that, I was like, you're just whatever. And so
Oh,
I never took after that, I was like, I don't take you seriously anymore.
yeah, man.
But people do. That's the thing. People do.
Yeah.
People fall for it.
Oh, for
Anyway,
sure.
but nonetheless, man, I'm gonna end it here. I want to have you back on or whatever whenever
Yeah,
I get a
man.
chance. I like wrestling, so we
Hey,
can do
that
like a
works too,
wrestling
man.
thing.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah, I can't once WrestleMania weekend's over, it kind
yeah,
of slows down a little bit. I
of
mean, there's
course, yeah,
pay-per-views here and there, but as many double headers and shows I've been doing lately, man, I don't
yeah,
even
man.
know if I can I don't even know how I'm functioning right now. So,
I feel you, man. But yeah, let's okay. So let's make a prediction to series. The next two games, Sunday and Saturday, Saturday and Sunday. What do you think? Who takes the W?
wait, are we off tomorrow? Or we play
Oh, we
4
have to.
games?
Oh, wait. You know what,
Is it
dude?
4
I'm sorry.
games?
You know what? I honestly, yeah. Well, we're going all the way to Sunday, so I can't remember. Let me look at the schedule. I'm sorry. I totally thought that today was Friday off the top of my head.
Well, is
Uh,
isn't that crazy how like some of the I feel you, bro. Like I think sometimes it's like the next day.
yeah,
I think
and
it
that's
is a 4 game set though. I
it
think.
is. It is. No,
Okay.
it's actually. Hold on. I got it pulled up right here. Okay, so it is tomorrow at 7:10, and then Saturday. It is a 4 game series. It goes all the way to so today's tomorrow at 7:10, and then Saturday at 1:10 p.m., and then Sunday again
At 1.
at 1:10. And then
Okay.
the Astros on Monday go against Detroit. So that's the series ends on Sunday.
That should be
So
interesting. The
yeah,
re the oh my
yeah.
god.
I had a buddy of mine who we had him on a podcast when we first started out. I think a few when we first started doing the YouTube stuff because we started out a year ago just on Apple and Spotify and all that audio, and then we just started going to YouTube maybe about 5 months ago. So I
Oh,
had
okay.
him on. He was my first guest, and he played for the minors in for Detroit. The Detroit ended up drafting him, and he played for the minors. He never made it up to Detroit, but it was really cool to hear like stories about him and Miguel Cabrera and
Oh, it's
Justin
great.
Verlander and stuff when he was there
Oh,
with them, and it
man.
was like, oh, it was good
It's
stuff.
so
Like it's good stuff.
it's so funny that you say that though, because I
Mhm.
had a friend, I was in the same grade as him,
Yeah.
and his brother was a couple years older, Kyle
Mhm.
Funkhauser.
Oh, okay.
So I
Um,
was friends with his brother.
uh-huh.
And it's now cool to see because I went to school, like I was a sophomore and he was a senior. So
Yeah.
it's like seeing him on the Tigers after he got drafted and everything. It's so cool to see that. And there's
Yeah.
been times like I haven't like talked to his brother, like I'm not like best friends with him, but I've like
Yeah.
talked to him a few times. And the
Mhm.
few things he's told me, like how he met Cabrera and stuff, like it's just so cool. And it just like
Yeah.
you just really never know, man. It just like and just seeing like kind of like somebody like that. I also went to school with Tevin Coleman of the
Yeah.
Falcons. So
Oh,
it,
no kidding.
yeah, so it's one of those. I don't know, man. The
Yeah.
people here in Chicago on this over here, they like bleed out great sports players.
Of course.
But yeah,
Yeah.
so it's just one of those things that not that
Yeah.
you say that about the Tigers. It's so funny because Kyle
Yeah.
Funkhauser, yeah. But
Yeah, for sure.
and
All
one
right,
thing I
man.
will say about Detroit,
Yeah.
you'll love Abreu because he'll probably hit 6 home runs
Oh,
during
yeah.
them, bro.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
The numbers that he has during the Tigers, I'm sure they'll show it like 50 times during that series. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
No, for sure. I look forward to it, man. But hey,
so
I'm gonna
my
let you go.
prediction for
Oh,
this
sorry. Go ahead.
series,
Yeah, the
yeah,
prediction. Huh?
my bad. Before I forget, because
No, you're good. You're
I'd
good.
go
You're
on
good.
another
Yeah.
tangent. We'll be here till
Yeah.
midnight. But my prediction, I do the Southside Boys on my channel. Me, my man Deech, and a couple other guys. We talk, and on the episode we just did, I said 2 out of 2. Like I said, split.
Mhm.
So
Oh,
I'm gonna
split.
stick with
Mhm.
split because I feel like if we could split, I feel like that would be good. And after today, it's like I want to be excited, and it is only game one, but it's just one of those things that's just like I just it's just like I don't want to get too excited and then just get the shit the bet on. So it's
Yeah.
if we could walk out 2-2 and I go to opening day on Monday and the Sox are 2-2, I'd take it all day long. But best case
Okay.
scenario would be 3 out of 4.
All right. 3 out of 4. Okay.
So, so what do
I'm
you
gonna
got?
do a 2, 3. I'm gonna say y'all got this one. I'm gonna say the Astros win the next 3.
Damn true.
Yeah. All right. It
Damn,
should be good though. I'm looking
damn
forward
you
to it.
do.
I'll post some pictures of me on Sunday at the game.
Yeah,
So
man.
yeah.
That would be fun. Yeah, take some pictures,
Oh,
especially
for
like
sure.
some of the things that they have there. Like that's what I
Yeah.
always do. Like when I go to the Sox game, all the stuff behind me, as you can see, I
Yeah.
just sit there and start taking pictures.
Oh, for
Yeah,
sure.
man, it would be cool.
All right,
But
bro. Tino,
thank you
thank you
so
so
much,
much
man, for
for.
having me.
Oh, not a problem. Thank you for coming on the show, man. I appreciate you. Check out Tino at Tino's Time 1996. His
Tino's time
Twitter,
on YouTube. I'll be
Tino's
live
Time on
all
YouTube.
weekend, guys. Come and hang out. WrestleMania weekend. We'll be live for SmackDown Saturday, Sunday, stand and deliver everything. Come and hang out all week.
Yes, sir. All right,
So
Tino. Don't, we'll see you later. Thank you for coming on the show, bro. Appreciate
thank
you.
thank you,
Peace.
man.
Not
See
a
ya.
problem.